Hello everyone. Happy Tuesday is it today? Getting back to some action. Ace-8 suited, Ace-9 suited, mid position, facing mid position open, I'm gonna defend. King-Queen off, this is pretty close, calling is probably better. Against a 2x open, we're seeing a flop. Check calling with top pair, diamond gets there. Check calling with second pair. Obviously, we're losing to Ace-X. When you barrel the turn this small, I feel like we can go for a check raise. Or just a call. Probably go with the call since the spread's way too small. Now our kicker becomes a queen. Here we're just gonna give up. It's fine to give up sometimes, even though like we have the best hand very often there. But big blind does connect with that board a little better, actually a lot better. So I don't mind just fold. Opening queen jack off a little bit loose, doing that sometimes. Facing a 3-bet from the button as an under the gun raiser, queen jack offsuit is an easy fold. This is like a new player, haven't played with this guy before. Under the gun raise in the flat. Here we're doing a squeeze for sure with jacks. Here we're seeing a flop. We flop a gut shot. We do get cold call by the cutoff. And gets cold call by the button. This is a Fisher player, so I'm not like too concerned about it. I think we're gonna go for a c-bet. About 30% the pot. One overcard to our jacks, but we do have tons of ace, king, king, queen our range. Turns another king, which is not bad for our hand. I think we're gonna go for a $50 barrel and check for the river if this gets called. He can still have some flush draw that's gonna fold, and then he has some pocket pairs, the smaller pocket pair that's gonna fold or maybe call, and check back to the river. So there's definitely some value there against like pocket 7, pocket 8, something like that. With the way he just cold call, it's very likely he has those hands. On this flop, go for a small c-bet. 3-betting with king queen, raising with ace king suited. When we get call on this flop, not exactly sure if we should be barreling too often, because he most likely has an ace or queen. I'm just gonna check it down. And here we flop top pair and not flush draw. Here we're facing a dunk bet. I guess this guy is just like a weaker player, because even though it's just two hands, one hand here, one hand here, but it's pretty obvious that he's a weaker player. Leading this kind of flop over pot size, we can easily have like ace king here and tons of 2-pair, but obviously he doesn't care, so just like none of the hand makes sense in his position. I mean, he can do this with like queen jack, but like why bet so much, you know? gonna assume he's a weaker player, which is good for us. On this board, we're gonna start with a small c-bet. One overcard to our pocket fours, a pretty good flop. We does get called on the button and get called on the. Actually, got called by two. Got called by two players. With the gut shot, I think we can barrel this off, and then we can like bet over the pot here actually. And then I feel like we get a lot of folds. Even a jack is very hard to call this bet, especially him. I don't think this guy has a jack. He can have a jack, but it's gonna be extremely difficult for him to call this kind of bet with somebody to act behind. And then we do have tons of ace jack type of hands. Unfortunately, he does call. And flush gets there on the river. I'm not so sure if this guy is the only guy who can potentially have a flush. But we're definitely not barreling this river. Trying to figure out like what they're doing though. Just gonna check. Turn a diamond. Just gonna barrel. Should we go for a check? I think he has a 9, so that's just barrel $30. And here we're just gonna check fold. He can be doing this with like some kind of combo, like 6-5 of spades, 6-4 spades or something like that, and then gets there on the river. Just gonna fold. We don't beat anything. And here he does have a king high flush. I'm not sure if check raising will be better, because I'm not even sure if he's gonna bet the river for value. Maybe he'll try, but I'm not sure if he's gonna bet like $30, because he's folding to any check raise, I think. Even though he has the king of diamonds, but facing a check raise there on the river is like. Here we're gonna 3-bet with ace king. Ace queen suited in a small blind, gonna open. Because this guy is a weaker player, so he's gonna isolate with tons of hands. I don't see him calling too often there, even though I want him to call. Obviously with ace king. Ace 4 suited here is open sometimes, folding sometimes. Pocket 6 is opening sometimes, folding sometimes. Here we decide to go for the open. Definitely opening those kind of hands in on the button. We do get 3-bet. Queen jack offsuit we can defend sometimes, but mostly it's folding. I'll say we can defend like 30% of the time. Suited definitely calling. Just gonna give it to him. Ace 5 off, I'd rather 3-bet versus just flat call. Olympus. Yeah, this is definitely the weaker player. Just gonna check. Don't think he has tons of big cards on this board. We're gonna check call this turn. I feel like he doesn't have that many big cards when he limps on early position. Just gonna check. There's no reason to bet. It's pocket fours. Don't think he's paying off any bets. Pocket jacks opening on the cutoff. We do get 3-bet. 4-betting is an option. Actually, we're gonna go for a 4-bet, but if we 4-bet, we get it in. We're never folding after we put in a 4-bet. Calling is not the worst either. Probably just putting a 4-bet. He does call, pretty good flop for jacks. We're gonna try to get it in. Here's standard small c-bet on a dry board. Here we're gonna use a, let me see, half pot sizing. Actually, we're gonna use a smaller sizing and then just get it in on the turn. And we do just pick up the pot, which is nice. Defending with Queen 9 off. Three betting with ace jack suited, calling sometimes. Facing a 3-bet, we just have to fold. King queen facing bottom open, especially small blind call. We definitely gonna put in a squeeze. Small c-bet on this board. Does get called pretty quickly. We're gonna go for a barrel here, actually. And barrel and probably just ship it on the river. Using like a $50 size and then ship it on the river. And we do just pick up the pot. We'll do the same with like ace king, aces kings. We're wrapping a big hand, so just gonna stick with it. Just don't see him calling with ace king, ace queen on the turn there. So pretty, the river ace is a pretty easy card to just ship it in. It's a pretty easy rips, it's especially against a regular, decent regular players. He knows that it's a terrible river for him. He doesn't beat anything anymore if he has like pocket 10s or pocket 9s. Here we're gonna defend. We do flop middle pair. He used a larger sizing. On this board, it's kind of tricky. Because he does have some like queen jack, king jack type of hands that we beat, but when you use this sizing, it's more like pocket jacks, pocket queens. He could obviously be doing this with ace king, but we're just gonna fold here. Don't think he's gonna mess around with us too often. Here, go for a small c-bet, and we do get called. Turns a king. This is not a card that we're gonna be barreling with. Checking behind a tons, because this is the card where we get check raised a whole lot. Gonna check behind. Ace high can be the best hand if you have like pocket 4s and pocket 3s, pocket deuces, something like that. On this board, I think we start with like a really small c-bet and then see what he does. Ace 8, chop chop. So he does have a flush draw. Once this he check called this flop, he must have an ace, most likely like ace queen, ace jack type of hands. He could obviously have like king queen, king jack, but we're not beating anything, so just checking back. And gonna give up the river. Defending with jack 7 suited. Ace Jack. His hand was pretty faced up. On this board, we can do some check raise. We're actually gonna do that. We do have a backdoor flush draw and Jack as overcard and some backdoor straight draw as well. And we do connect with this board a little better as a big blind callers. And he goes into the tank. I don't know why. Some people just likes to like waste a lot of time doing hands, and he does fold. 3-betting. The ace king suited, and here we're just gonna check fold on this board. Vanessa Liu, thanks for liking the channel. Facing a 4-bet. This is easy rips. Good luck us. Oh, he just fold. Okay, so he was 4-bet bluffing. Interesting. I'll take it. I'll take it over a flip. I would take it over a flip all day long. Under the gun raise, just fold. Opening pocket eights. Ace queen facing under the gun raise from a weaker player. Definitely a 3-bet. I think folding is just way too weak. Here with queen nine suited, we can consider a squeeze here, but queen nine suited is probably not the hand we do it with. Probably do it with like some kind of ace x suited. So at least we block aces and ace king. Here we do face a 4-bet. This is a very strong 4-bet because he raised under the gun, and then we deep 3-bet under the gun +1, and then he was still able to put in a 4-bet. So ace queen is like completely dominated here, so it's an easy fold. Even suited, it's an easy fold. Pocket nines on this board. Start with the small c-bet. Checking back sometimes is fine as well, but I would rather have a uncapped range. So when we bet here, we can have some queens. Turn the knight, that's nice. Hopefully he has a queen, but it's very unlikely. Just go for a small bet here. Another small bet. And if he had a queen, he would probably just check raise here. He doesn't. Not exactly sure why he has check calling twice. I'm thinking like, should we use a larger sizing here or just go for value for like half pot or something? He can obviously have like pocket tens. We're gonna go for overbet jam, I think. Just in case he has a queen. It's gonna put him on a very difficult spot. I don't think he's folding a queen though. Because he did call a 3-bet, so if he had a queen, he has to have like king, queen, ace, queen, something like that. And he could obviously have small pocket pairs, but I'd rather, you know, just planting a seed in his mind that he might be bluffed. Work out better for a long run. Definitely going for like a $50 value bet isn't too bad either, but I just don't see him calling a $50 river bet when he like instant fold the river jam. At least he didn't even think about it. Here, just gonna fold on this flop, I think. And here we turn the nuts. Just gonna barrel against this guy. And then he did just fold. What's up, Pep5555? Good luck, D Lee. How am I doing this session in the month? Much better than July, I think. This session is I'm not sure, but I've been playing pretty well. I don't really worry about like we're up or we're down. I'm more about focusing on how well we're playing. So if we're playing optimal, then I don't worry too much about the winning and losing, because those gonna come, you know, when you're putting the hours, your winning is gonna show. Of course, sometimes like you won't bet and shit like that, but doesn't matter. I don't really focus on how much we're up or down during a session. I just try my best to play the best we can, and then worry about the long-term result versus the short-term result. Here facing a... this guy's gotta be a recreational player. Just gonna isolate him pretty big, because he does have a big stack, and I don't expect him to fold too much. Here we do face the check jam by a fish. Easy fold. I'm not sure what he's doing it with. That's why they're fishes. Checking back. Just gonna give up this board actually. We paired the 3, so that's nice. I'm gonna call off on the river. We upgrade our pair to a 6, so we beat 4 now. Gonna value bet this river actually. I expect him to call with like some ace high. Actually, just gonna check back. He has pocket 5s. Miss a value bet. Definitely gonna pay us off. Not too bad though. Small pot. If we bet, it's gonna be like $10, so we missed like $10 value there. I'm a little upset, but not the worst. He could definitely have better. 3 betting with ace 6 suited. Pocket 9 versus under the gun +1. If it's against a stronger player, we'd probably consider just folding. But this guy is a recreational player. And small C-bet on this flop. Oh, we do face a cold call. This guy is a fish player. We do face a pretty big 4-bet. And this guy jam. It's a pretty easy fold. Here on this board we face the check raise. That's kind of weird. We can still have the best hand, but I'm just gonna go for a fold. And here we're obviously folding. He's got a real hand. Ace king aces, ace king kings. I'm surprised he did not instant call. Oh wow, he's making a play. Okay. That's kind of weird. Here we're gonna bump the turn. I think we just ship it. I don't see a reason to play otherwise. He only has 143 left. He can have like tons of flush draw and then maybe pick up like a gut shot or something on a turn. I don't want to just bet 50 and then like if he misses then we don't get value, so just gonna jam. Here, and he does instant call with ace 10. That's nice. Here we're gonna put in a 4-bet. So that's what I'm talking about. Like a lot of people they just bet like half pot here, or like 2/3 or something on the turn. It's just a mistake because there are 2 flush draws out there, and then he can have like a flush draw and then just pick up extra equity with like a gutter or like open-ended or something on the turn. And you don't want to just like bet like $50 into like a $70 pot and then like with, you know, like 110 left behind. If he hit the flush, you're giving him the perfect price to stack you. And then if they miss, you're not gonna get another dollar from his remaining stack. Here facing a 4-bet, we 4-bet and then he called. Gonna start with a small bet and then get it in on the turn. We're pretty deep, so actually we're using a larger sizing. We missed a flush on the turn. Just gonna check back. And then we paired the king on the river. Checking back. Nice hand. Jamming this turn. Obviously he can have some flushes, but since it's a 4-bet pot, I don't think he called 4-bet with king jack suited. That's the only ace of heart is actually a very good turn because it prevents him having the not flush draw, so we're just gonna jam here. Ace queen, drawing dead. Nice. Just gonna give up here. Let's go back to the hand. Like here, if you just let's just go over like how much it is on the turn. and then I'll explain my logic. You guys can try to figure it out why I did the way I did it. So this is 3-bet pot. He cold call, flop ace 9. Like the only hand he beat us is like ace 9 suited here, but like chances are very slim because we do block ace. We do c-bet small, and then he called. And then on the turn it's a 6. A lot of times, so pot is 78, right? If we bet like 50, he had like 160 left. Hold on, trying to play our hands. So he had 160 left. If we bet 50 and then he called 50, pot would be like 178, and then he'll have like 110 left. And then that's perfect for that's a perfect odds for him to call with a flush draw or like combo draw. And if he hit his flush or straight, he's just gonna put in his remainder 110, and then we pretty much have to lose the stack. Versus if he miss, and then we're not gonna get another dollar from him. So on a board like this with 2 flush draw out there, and then their potential flush and straight draw, we just jam, like we over jam like 2x the pot, and then he does like call. So 143. So we jam 2x the pot, and then he does have ace 10 of clubs. So he does have a top pair to go with the have a flush draw, and then has a top pair ace 10, and then he have the not flush draw, and we're able to make him make a mistake, sort of forcing him to make a mistake here by calling the 2x pot jam on the turn. He should have easily folded. If I had his hand, it's like an easy fold. I'm not even gonna think about it. If I have his hand, it's an easy fold. But obviously, like, you don't know how fishes play and then how like bad regs play. So this is a terrible call by him. Since we jam like 2x the pot, he should totally just fold the turn. But he's a weaker player, so he just couldn't fold. Good for us. Here on this turn, I'm just gonna check. A lot of straight completed against 2 players. Not gonna try to bluff. Plantsman with the knowledge. Yep. That's right. The river jam with the, what is it? The river jam with the not flush. The boat pocket 9's hand you're talking about? Yeah, the pocket 9 hand, dude. That was the typical planting a seed into their mind. Because in that hand, I don't even think like betting $50. If he's able to check call 3 times, check call $50 river bet, I just feel like he's gotta have a queen, right? Anything else is not gonna be able to check call the river. So that makes no difference whether you bet 50 or you just over jam, because if they have a queen, they're calling. If they don't, they're folding. So I just don't see a reason to use a smaller sizing there. We just be greedy and then go for the home run. Because if he had a queen, he's not folding there, you know? He's never folding the queen there. Here we river a boat. Gonna go for a value bet, I think. Against this player, we'd probably use a larger sizing. Just overbet the river. And he does fold. Here, we face 3-bet. By the button, definitely gonna put in 4-bet. He has a larger stack, so we're gonna make it bigger, a little over 3.5x. That's gonna put him in a pretty tough spot, and he does just fold. And I don't mind that. I don't want to play queens, especially in those positions. We raise under the gun, and then he 3-bet on a button, and then we put in a 4-bet. Like, we don't want to play queens out of position, like 200 big blind deep. Not that I don't want to, but it's not comfortable, especially against a better player. It's better to just raise more, and basically forcing them to play a very narrow range. So when they call, you know they have like ace king, aces and kings, maybe ace queen suit. I think ace queen suit is folded to that raise, so it just makes our life easier by using a larger sizing. Even though you guys might think, oh, we might miss value from like pocket 10s, pocket 9s, something like that, but I think pocket 10s and pocket 9s is calling though. Using a larger sizing just like narrow down their range, and then you can play more comfortably out of position, especially against a better, not better player, like against a strong player. You don't want to just, you know, let them play their position for free, 200 big blind deep, you're just gonna gain a lot of troubles. Fishes love doing with that with the top 2% and 6-3 suited on the button. Somebody really loosening. Come on, Latron, bro. You have been 3-betting my ass all night. I don't know why you're doing that, but yeah. Good luck to you, man. Hopefully you win some money tonight. Hi Derek, how many hands do you average when you stream? So roughly 4 table, 1-2 hours. So those information you can see. Here's a small stack, so we're just gonna fold 3s. I normally average, depending on how hard I click, right? If I'm like clicking pretty fast and then just playing like super hustle, we can get like 1,000 hands per hour. But during stream, I normally spend a lot of time talking, so it's a little less. It's around like 750 to 800 hands per hour. 750 to 800 hands per hour. That's about right. And here the table bugged out. It really sucks to restart this table, but because we do have a big stack and there are some fishes with big stacks, so I do want to stack them or have a chance to stack them. But unfortunately, I think we have to restart this table since it's been bugged out. Unfortunately, we're gonna lose our big stack, but we still have some decent stack on the remaining tables, and then hopefully we can catch some fishes with big stacks. I remember there's like a fish with like 600 stack or something somewhere. I'm not sure if he's still playing, but hopefully he is. Ace 8, pretty close between defending and folding against our buddy, which is fold. Pocket 9 is definitely gonna put in a 3-bet, especially against a weaker player. Sup Rusty, how are you doing tonight? How are you doing today? Small c-bet on this board, 1 over cards. He can check call with like 7s and 8s or something like that, and then we're still ahead of a flush draw, so we're gonna continue to barrel. And we do just pick up the pot. He has tons of like pocket 7, pocket 8s, pocket 6s, flush draw, that kind of stuff. So definitely gonna barrel the turn, just to protect our pocket 9s a little bit. Pocket ace is here. Recreational player 3-bet us. He doesn't normally 3-bet, so we can call, and then if we flop a set, I think we have a good chance to stack in. And here aces on this flop against 2 players is not the greatest. Pocket 8s just decide to fold. If we play, we're gonna 3-bet. Facing a dunk bet, just gonna call here. There's no reason to raise. If we call here, our overpair is pretty much faced up against a good player. I think we should probably put in a raise. I think we're putting a raise here, just to see where we stand. In case it's doing this with like a flush draw and straight draw or something. Turn is not the worst. Pair the board does reduce the chances that he might have a set on the flop. Because in order to have a set with a 5, he need to have a quads now. So he can obviously have like pocket 7 and pocket 4, and then he could easily just flop a straight with like 6-8. In the big blind, it's pretty normal defend. Just gonna check back here and see what he does on the river. Not exactly sure if we like that river. Not the worst, I guess. And we're checking behind. We're not bluffing here. Bluffing here is a mistake. I mean, we can try to get value from like maybe, I don't even know. I feel like pocket 8s he's not gonna dunk bet the flop, so just gonna check behind. 4-6. Okay, so we do make the maximum on that hand. I'm glad that we raised the flop in position instead of just calling, because that way it kind of stopped him from bluffing us. So it's definitely good that we raise the flop. If we just flat call, he might very much just barrel the turn and barrel the river potentially, and it will make it will be very difficult for us to defend. Half pot bet. On this board, we're just gonna fold. Well, session is off to a pretty good start, right? People just here, I think we're gonna put in a 4-bet with the suited ace. Gonna put in a 4-bet and fold to a jam. You know how it goes. Good luck to you, Latron. Thanks for stopping by and say hi, man. 3-bet me less, you know? Just finished a heads-up game versus Doc Polk. Does that guy still play? I thought he quit. I thought he quit poker a while ago. But yeah, thanks for the good luck. Thanks for stopping by my stream. Always welcome here, man. Small c-bet on this flop, and then mid pair and the flush draw. Definitely gonna use a larger sizing on this board. Pocket kings, we can check this flop, but I would like to bet more often since he's pretty deep. And he does call. 6 does complete some straights like 8-9. Not exactly sure that's what he have. We probably just barrel this turn. Gonna overbet the turn. And we do face the raise on the flop. Here we're calling once with pocket nines. And gonna check it to him. We can have some king 10 here, so the 9 might slow him down a little bit. He check it to us. We're only beating ace king here, so we're gonna check back. And king gets there on the river, we don't beat anything anymore. 9 does give us a gut shot to go with our flush draw. I think jacks is probably still alive as well. So I feel like we can call this turn. I'm gonna call the turn. And then we get there on the river, but the pair does board. The board does pair. Excuse me. So we're gonna check it to him. Actually, don't see a reason to bet here. And we do suck out. That's nice. Don't mind a check back at all. Pretty happy with the pot. Shouldn't be too greedy, because if we go for the value bet on the river and then gets jammed, we pretty much have to fold, and then it will suck. So might as well just check. Pot was big enough already, and then we did sucked out, and that felt good. Not like a terrible sucked out. We do have a lot of outs. Jacks were dead though. King was good. 10 was good. Any hearts was good. I'm gonna bet this turn. Actually, I think the queen hit his range pretty often. Not sure if we should be betting this turn. Probably just check fold. Here facing a dunk bet, we do have a bottom pair and a gut shot. Definitely not folding yet. And we do turn trips. That's nice. What is your opinion on rat hauling? I have never played those, so I'm not gonna give any comments on something that I'm not familiar with. He checked this turn. I think we're gonna start betting a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't have queen jack and flop a straight. That would kind of suck for us. So yeah, I'm not gonna give opinions on something that I'm not familiar with. Never played that. So ace 5 suited. Definitely gonna put in a 3-bet. Queen jack suited in the small blind. This is pretty close. I think the only reason we're calling is because of this guy. Definitely folding if it's like heads up against a solid player. We might get squeezed sometime, but $3 worth the risk to go after this guy. Queen jack suited does play really well post flop. Opening king 10. It's kind of loose, but we do it sometimes. We do flop top pair against 3 players, 4-way action, auto position. Not exactly sure how much we like our hand. Latron, you should be like, you know, hosting me, like doing a raid on Twitch or something, so your viewers can see my stream as well. That would be nice. Got checked around. King is obviously not a good card for us, so just gonna continue checking. Here we do flop a set, definitely going for a check raise. Actually, I'm not gonna check raise because this board is pretty dry. The only hand that we should be worried about is flush draw, and that's totally fine. Just gonna go for another check. Here we're raising a little bigger against a weaker player. Gonna check raise here for sure. Gonna check raise pretty big too. He can have something like King Jack. He's not folding here. He might overplay and jam the turn with the King Jack. Hopefully that's what he does. Hopefully he doesn't have kings or jacks. Then we're drawing to 1 outers. He has tons of draw here on the turn. That's why we check raise huge. If he wants to draw, he has to pay for it. Have no problem getting it in. Oh shit! Misclick. Oops. That was a mistake. Facing this 3-bet from a weaker player, who 3-bet 26% of the time, even though it's pretty small sample size. But we're not gonna fold to that against a player like that. Flop a gacha and backdoor flush draw. Gonna probably check call once, depending on the sizing he uses. A quarter sizing we probably have to call, since he 3-bet very often. And it's a pretty bad turn for us. We don't improve our hands at all. Here against this guy, we're gonna 3-bet a little bigger because we're playing 200 BB plus. I'm just gonna fold the turn. Betting here on this flop, we're gonna start with a check because we're pretty deep and we don't have a diamond. Just gonna start with a check, just to pot control a little bit, see what he does. He does check back. Gonna start betting the turn. And he does call, and then we're checking this river. We do have the best hand, and then he does have ace queen suited with the not flush draw on the flop, and we did fade it, which is pretty good for us, man. Pretty good for us, boys. We're fading those flush draws today, which is good. Sign of running good, sign of running better, I'll say. Because I feel like in July, any kind of draw is gonna get there against us. We're gonna defend with Jack Knight off against a weaker player, and we do flop top 2. That's nice. Gonna check raise huge. Yeah, in July I just feel like we couldn't fade any draw. Couldn't even fade gut shots. Gonna go for overbet on the turn. I don't think he would check back a flush draw on the flop. Pocket deuces, probably just a fold. If we call a 3-bet, this guy can very much just jam with $50 stack, so just gonna fold. Here with the aces again, hopefully we get some action. Doesn't look like it. That's fine. Defending with king 10. Just gonna fold here. Ace-5 off here is either 3-bet or fold. Now small blind already 3-bet, we just have to fold. I mean rebuying after like once you have 2x, 3x buying, so you don't risk big stack. No, I never do that. I always play big stacks. It's absolutely no reason to. I'm pretty confident in a deeper game. So I used to play 5-10, 10-20, no cap. So that game, when I was playing that game professionally, most of the time people are playing like 500 deeps minimum, something like that. So I'm really confident in my deep stack game, and then I think my advantage is pretty huge in a deep stack situation. So yeah, I never just rebuy when I have a big stack. I would rather keep my big stack, so that way I can stack other people, because people do make mistake. Here 4-betting is fine. I think we go for 4-bet here. Don't really like calling with King 10 suited there. Go for a 4-bet. And we do just pick up the pot, that's nice. So yeah, depending on what you're comfortable with, right? If you're not comfortable playing deep stacks, then yeah, I guess I can see a reason for just get out and rebuy with the $100 stack. But if you're comfortable, like why do that, right? You have a big stack, you cover everybody, and you're gonna play. I mean, people are gonna make mistake more often than you. If you feel like that's the case, you should gonna go for a small c-bet, because this guy folds tons of c-bets. So just gonna try, and then if he calls, we just give up with the pot. So yeah, I feel like deeper stack, we always have the advantage. So I always have the advantage, unless it's like, depending on what type of game you play, right? So I play tons of 10-20 no caps, and then those games people play with constantly playing with 500 plus, sometimes 1,000 big blind. So I'm pretty confident in those type of games. So online, like 200, like what's the most we can have, like $1,000 for like 500 big blind stack. I'm like super confident playing this type of situation. Here we're 3-betting with 7-8 suited. Here we're 3-betting with Ace-2 suited. So depending on what type of player you are, and then what you're comfortable with, right? So if you don't feel comfortable playing over 200 big blind stack, then you can obviously just leave and then rebuy, and then start with 100 big blind or 120 big blind or something like that. Definitely 3-betting here. Because with 100 or 120 big blind stack, you can do tons of check shoving, like 4-bet shoving, 5-bet shoving bluff, 4-bet bluff, that kind of stuff. When you play like deeper, you have to be way more careful. Here we flop open-ended, just gonna start with a check. We check a ton on this flop. We'll check with aces, check with ace-queen, check with kings. So with jacks, it's a very good hand to check. We do block the straight draw, and then there's only one overcards. I think we're just gonna go for another check. Just don't see that he has too many ace on the river. I think that helps his range more actually. I feel like he could have like some ace-10 suited, ace-jack. I don't think he has ace-queen. Ace-queen he should probably bet somewhere. I don't think he has ace-king. I guess we check. Hopefully he check it down. He does. Pocket fives. Good for us. We're running good, bro. Running good, buddies. We're running good. Against the fish player, blind versus blind, we defend with any 2. And we do flop pretty good with the open-ended straight draw. Here check the flop on the turn. I think we're gonna go for a bet. Obviously calling. Not a bad river. I think ace high is the best hand very often here. I'm just gonna check back. We do have the best hand. Busted flush draw, and then we did charging on the turn, which is nice. 16. Board is paired. Just gonna give it to him. Defending with A7 suited. Pocket Knights blind versus blind. Start with the check actually. Here, cutoff open, button 3 bets. This is a small stack. I don't want to get involved in with ace jack suited. Just gonna fold. And then he does jam. King jack. We do lose to the queen, so good fold. Queen 10 is a little bit too light to 3-bet, so probably just folding is better. Pocket aces on the bottom right table. Hopefully we get some action. Down to blind versus blind. He does not disappoint us, and he did put a raise. Gonna put in a 3-bet, obviously. Defending with king jack. Pocket kings after pocket aces. Love to see those hands. Pretty bad turn. We're drawing that against the ace. Against this player, I'm gonna put in a 3-bet. Not using a lot too big of sizing because you only have 155 left. Gonna use a smaller sizing, so we don't get pot committed as early. He does fold. Pocket Knights facing under the gun from a pretty good regular. Can make a case for 3-betting, but I don't like calling here. I'm just gonna fold. Pretty bad player with a big stack. However, this flop is pretty bad for our hand. Just gonna check back and give up. We do turn open in this straight draw. Not exactly sure if we're gonna love our hand. If he checks, we're gonna start betting a little bit. Hopefully we can just take it down. I feel like we're getting check raise here quite often. And we do get check raise. And then he does this with like a 9. He can have a straight. Definitely we're not calling this. Nice hand. Calling a 3-bet with 10-9 suited. Check calling. Checking again. On this flop, we're just gonna check behind. And facing 3-bet from small blind as under the gun raiser, king jacks offsuit is just not good. We do have an open-ended straight draw on the turn. I'll check calling with top pair again. And that's a really good card. We're just gonna check call the river. $5 we probably call. And flush does get there. Not exactly. He does have pocket queen, so king 9 was good. Not sure if we should turn our hand into a bluff. I feel like he has tons of queen here. That's not gonna fold. If we want to get him to fold, we probably have to bet like 30. Do we want to do that? pretty close. Pretty close. Just gonna check back. Took too long. King Jack. If we bet like 30, he's definitely folding. But hindsight 2020, like we didn't know that. Small pot. Don't know if we should risk it. Ace 10, Ace Queen. 3-betting this guy with pocket nines. I feel like ACR is kind of laggy today. I'm not sure if it's my internet. I don't think so. Flop top pair. Just gonna start betting a little bit. Using a smaller sizing because this board is pretty dry. Facing a 4-bet and super large sizing. Pocket nines, I think we just fold. The only hand that we be facing this kind of sizing is Ace King, pretty much. Obviously, he can have some Ace King, but we don't have to risk that much money to bet on him having Ace King, because any other hand that just crushes us. Small C bet on this board. I don't mind checking back sometimes, but mostly just betting. So giving a chance to check raise us. And then we get there on the turn. Just gonna bet for value. Queen is a pretty good card for our range. And he does just fold. Pocket tens, Jack 10 suited on the button. Those are good hands. Definitely gonna play. Facing under the gun raise from a pretty weak player. Trying to think if I should put in a 3-bet. This guy is pretty weak as well. Yeah, just 3-betting. Just make our life easier. Not the greatest flop for our hand, but pretty good flop for our range. I'm gonna start with the small C bet, and obviously we are shutting down after it if it gets called. If we can get like pocket jacks to fold here, that would be like a huge win. We do pick up a flush draw on the turn, which is good to have. In case he have like Ace X, we have some outs with 2 tens and diamonds. Facing this action, we're definitely gonna squeeze this one pretty hard. Checking back this turn. And we do river a 10, that's nice. He can have some flush as well. I think we go for value bet, and then if it gets called, or if we jam, if we get jammed, then we just fold. I think. I'm gonna try to get value from like Ace Jack, Ace King, or even Ace Queen. Here we do get called. I'm gonna use a larger sizing on this one. And he does fold. I'm not sure what he was check calling with on the flop. It's a little bit confusing. And this guy cold call a raise and then cold call our 3-bets, which is kind of weird. Most likely he has like suited connector, small pocket pair or something like that. Glad he just fold though, because if he jammed there, it'll put us in a pretty gross spot. On this board, we're just gonna check back. Turn a gut shot, not the greatest hand, but I'm gonna start betting when he checked the second time. Do facing a check raise. He can be doing this with Jack 9, Ace Jack. Obviously we're folding. We don't have anything. Have just a gutter ball. Probably not gonna get there. Queen 10 suited facing a 3-bet on the button. It's pretty close between folding, or we can definitely 4-bet bluff here. Somebody already did the work for us, so that option got taken out. Just gonna fold. Curious to see how the hand developed. This guy is definitely like a weaker player, and this guy's one of the best regs. So it's interesting to see the dynamic between the two, and then he does jam. So I guess he has a real hand. He has to have a real hand to do this. We flop not flush draw, small c-bet on this board. Actually, we're using a larger sizing. He does call kings versus queens, drawing dead on the turn. That's unfortunate for the fish. Unfortunate for the fish. Pocket queens, blind versus blind, definitely gonna put in a 3-bet. He used a smaller sizing, so we're using a bigger sizing when 3-betting. Facing 4-bet, interesting. So now it's either jamming or just flat calling. With queens, I think I lean more towards just jamming. If it's ace, if we have like ace king, aces and kings, maybe I think ace kings maybe leaning more towards jamming as well. Aces and kings we can lean more towards just flatting. We're gonna jam here. Good luck to us. Pocket jacks, and can we hold? Yes, we can. We're running good today, boys. Running good today. Did not run into aces or kings there. Did not even run into ace king with a flip. It was jacks that we dominated with the 80% equity. So running good, boys. Here we're not folding to a button 3-bet. Gonna defend with 10-8 suited. Here on this flop we're gonna call once. Here we probably check calling once. He checked the turn. I'm gonna start betting a little bit. Maybe like half pot. This is a pretty bad turn for us, a really good turn for him in terms of ranges. He has tons of like ace king. Now like we're just don't beat anything. On this board, I'm just gonna check back. And we do chop. What the heck? What do you have? Like 10-7? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Calling the turn. He does have some overcards. Once the queen comes, we don't beat anything. Whatever we beat on the turn gets there on the river, so we just have to fold here. If he check it to us, we are checking back. But we're losing most of the time there. Not most of the time, like 100% of the time actually. Once that river queen came, we just don't beat anything. Everything we beat on the turn, get there with that queen on the river. Rather it's a straight or like a pair. Pocket nines facing button 3-bet, definitely gonna defend. Not a bad flop for nice. Gonna think about it and then just check call maybe. If he decide to go for a c-bet. Chat is extra quiet today. What's going on, guys? You guys are not talking as much today. Check calling this for sure. Not the worst turn. He can barrel a lot here. I'm not sure if we're folding just yet. I'm gonna go for a check. Hopefully just check back. If he bets here, he probably have like ace jack, king jack of spades or clubs or something like that. Good thing he just checked back, so we win the pot. When we ran like crap, it's always gonna face the bet on that kind of river. When we ran like crap. But when you're running better, people are just checking back with, you know, worse hands. Because people just suck out less when you're on a roll. Which is the case today. We have been running semi-decent today. Ace-8 suited facing a button 3-bet. We're playing kind of deep, so I want to see it. I want to peel a flop with the suited ace against a weaker player too. We're out of position though. We're gonna peel. Here on this board, we do have a pair. Gonna start with the small c-bet. I think we have to call check. We have to check call like at least twice in this hand. We can go for a check raise here. It's gonna fold out pocket kings, pocket queens. If you have like ace jack, I'm not sure if it's gonna fold. We're just gonna call, see what the turn brings. The turns are give us 2 pair. That's very nice. On this board, we're checking behind with 2 spades, just to protect our checking range a little bit. We're gonna lead here, $30 actually. Just in case, because there are 2 flush draws out there. Want to charge those hands. Once he check again on turn, we're just gonna start betting. 7 doesn't change anything. He could have some busted draws. I don't see him. I think he called the turn with an ace. I think we go for value here, or if he had a flush draw, we should check it to him. So it's a matter of what I think he has here. It's rather a flush draw, then we should check, or if he has like ace queen, ace king, we should put in a value bet on the river. I think we go for value bet. I feel like once he called a dunk bet on the turn, he doesn't have that many flush draws. The only flush draw combination is king, queen of spades. I'm gonna go for value bet actually. Hopefully we don't get jammed on. How do you know to mark them fish? Depending on the way they play. He's tanking, so he probably have like ace queen or even ace king here. Hopefully he calls. We turned the straight. A better end of the straight. Oh, he shoved. Oh my god, this is kind of rough. What do we lose to here? I don't think we lose to anything. We lose to pocket aces, but we blocked that hard, so if he had pocket aces, so be it, right? Can he have a 7 here? I don't think he 3-bet with the a7. I think we have to call here. I actually think we have to call here. Will he 3-bet and under the gun raise with pocket 4s? I don't think so. You have 7-8. This is very interesting. I'm gonna call. 7-8. Lose a huge pot. Lose a huge pot there. Not sure what we lose to there. That's the thing. So here's the problem with flat calling 3-bet. If we just 4-bet there, we wouldn't have this issue. But yeah, I just couldn't put in on any hand there, because pocket 4 is not gonna 3-bet under the gun raise pre-flop. So I guess it's unlucky that he had 7-8 there, so he rivered us. That's kind of tough to swallow, but it does happen. Unfortunately. So he has 7-8 of spades, so he does have the flush draw to go with his 2 pair. I guess that's the only hand that we're losing to. Here we're gonna put in a raise. That's unfortunate. Lose a huge pot. But what can we what do we really lose to here? It's very hard to put in a 7 when he 3-bet under the gun raise with a 7. I mean, when he 3-bet under the gun raise, it's hard to put in on a 7. I guess it's kind of like a brutal hand. We did lose like 200 big blind there. Unfortunately. Should we go for check on the river? No, I think he has more ace king, ace queen here. Even though like we lost this pot, I don't think we made that big of a mistake. Obviously when he jam, it's kind of like really weird spot. Here we're gonna start betting a little bit. Yeah, it sucks to lose a big pot, but I don't think there's nothing we can. I don't think there's much we can do. We let the turn, and then he call with the 2 pair and flush draw, and then get there on the river. Yeah, we don't have pocket aces there ever, so yeah, just a bummer. Unfortunately, we have to lose there. But this is the problem when we decide to flat call pre-flop. If we just 4-bet, like this would never happen, right? If we just 4-bet his folding almost all the time. But yeah, sometimes we decide to 3-bet, call a 3-bet, but once again we only have ace-8 suited, so flatting wasn't the worst. It's just unfortunate that the run out was pretty brutal for us. On the turn, he does draw into the flush only, and if it's like another 8, he's losing like tons of money, right? If it's another 8, he's losing like his entire stack. So even though like we lost 200 BP here, but if it's the other way around, let's say the river was an 8, then we take his stacks, right? So it's pretty much, it's just unfortunate that it happened the way it did, but I don't think there's anything we can do in terms of the way we play the hand. Not really sad about it or upset about it. I think it just happened that way. Here, open the straight draw with definitely calling, and we pick up extra equity with the flush draw on the turn. Do you study or just play? I study sometimes. I'd study solvers. I don't use books. I use solvers. Playing poker a lot, talking to friends. Be active. Still learning and watching. Good for morning. Australia. Here on this turn, I think we have to call. Toy Hunter Dog. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And we don't get there on the river. Kind of suck, but it's whatever. Yeah, that river hurts. But it's okay to lose 200 BB. Not end of the world, man. Hi, brother. You're a beast. Love your stream. Thank you so much, Ben Trendo. Appreciate your kind words. Come back more often. Defending with Queen Jack. Pretty good card to barrel. We're gonna use the overpot sizing. Do just pick up the pot. That's kind of like a hiccup. Kind of like a cooler too, if you think about it. But sometimes, like it takes a cooler to lose 200 BB stack, especially if you're a solid player. Sometimes the card just wants you to lose, then there's nothing you can do. I guess we could like check the river and to pot control a little bit, but I just feel like ace king, ace queen is always checking back, so we went for the value. We went for the value bet, then gets punished, running into almost the nuts. But it's happened. It happens. It's okay to lose 200 BB stack. Not end of the world. We're still playing pretty well. Facing a dunk bet on the turn. On our card, I think we can go for a raise or fold. Don't like calling here. Just gonna fold actually. Just a little hiccup. No big deal. No big deal. No big deal, boys. Gonna show you guys some diversity, like how we play after losing a big pot, like not get affected by it. Especially, I don't think we did anything wrong. Maybe we can make a case for folding the river, but against the fish player, like, he might jam ace king there, you know? Just like, ugh. I couldn't put in on hand on the river, period, because we raised under the gun, and then he 3-bet us under the he 3-bet under the gun raise. Like, how to put him on 7, and I don't think he's gonna do it with pocket 4s. I guess he could have aces, but we hard blocked that, and he could have pocket 8s, but we blocked that as well. He literally has to have like hit that 1 outer to make it happen. If that's the case, then you're destined to lose, right? You can't just be like everything has to be just follow your logic and how you break down the hands. For me over there, like on that kind of board, like we don't lose to anything but to 7-8. I did mention 7-8 suited, but it's very like the chances of people raising against 7-8. I mean against under the gun raise with 7-8 suited is just, it's quite slim, right? It's quite slim. We're definitely gonna make a case, make a note for him. Raise under the gun, 3-bet versus under the gun raiser with 7-8 suited. So once we have these notes, even though we lost 200 big blind there, like over time we might be like, that hand might actually give us a more valuable information. Pretty good turn to barrel. I'm just gonna go for it. Overpass size. Here we're gonna just bet for value. So once we have that notes, the next time we play against him, we can just 4-bet him light when he 3-bets. Doesn't matter from what position. He calls again. We just have to check, I think. This guy, I don't have that much history with him. Not exactly sure how he plays, but he has to like at least ace-jack here. I'm not even sure if he's folding that. On the river, we're just gonna check back. 10 queen. Okay. Call the c-bet and get there on the turn. Here you check the second time, you're gonna start betting. So yeah, not really regretting that play at all. I just couldn't put him on anything, and now we know he 3-bet lights with 7-8 suited, even against under the gun open. Then we're gonna start 4-bet the shit out of him, and then we'll win money that way. Even though it's not like $400, or it's not like 200 big blind like right away, but the amount of 4-betting, like the amount of pots we're gonna win off him by 4-betting light or 4-betting bluff, we'll get our 200 big blind back, and I'm not worried about that. On this turn, we're gonna start betting. How do you play without the 4-color deck? I don't know. I like playing with the regular deck. It's just, I'm an old school man. I'm like I play live poker for living. Mid to high stakes, 10-20 no caps game. I am old school, dude. I like to see like real cards. I don't like to see because when you go to casino, when you play at poker room, you don't get 4-color decks. I mean, you see those kind of decks, right? That's the way I look at it. Pocket 6 is gonna try to open here. It's a little bit loose, but once in a while it's fine. This is a regular color deck. Gross. Yeah, that's a pretty gross hand, especially against a fish player. Just hard to give him any credit. Pocket 6 is on this board. We're gonna start with a small c-bet against a fish player. Here we have a gut shot. Probably go for a check call. Ace high can be the best hand, so check calling again most likely. And check calling the river. Hopefully the queen doesn't hit him, but if it does, then GG, good hand, just gonna pay off. Ace queen. Unfortunately, he got there with the 3 outer. Small pot though, no biggie, no biggie. If the river is anything else, we're chopping. runner bold, man. He did have flush draw, so he did have flush draw though, so gonna give him that. Using a larger sizing, playing deeper. He did have a flush draw on the flop, so can't really blend the man. Can't blend the man. On this board, we have second pair. Definitely gonna start with a small C bet. But yeah, it's a cooler. It's a cooler. He got there on the river. I mean, if the river is like a spades, like I don't think we'll be losing that much money. We'll just be check folding or check calling at the most. But unfortunately, it's a 7. It's just very hard to put in on 7. Facing a raise on this board. This is kind of weird. I don't think he would raise here with like ace queen, ace jack. Not exactly sure what he's doing this with. And then here against two fish players, facing check, facing a double raise. Just gonna fold and give it to him here. Over here, I think we're gonna put in a 3 bets. I feel like they have tons of draw here, so I'm gonna pop it to like 30. See how it goes. If we get jammed down, obviously we're folding. Betting the turn, I think we have to call with the over and flush draws. And we turn 2 pairs, so definitely just gonna jam here. Against a half pot bet, we have to call, I think. I feel like a call is mandatory. And here we're just gonna start with small C bet. Here we're jamming. Pretty good turn for us. We don't lose anything but a set, but I don't think a set would just raise double on the flop. He most likely has some kind of flush draw or maybe like combo draw, so just gonna ship it, rips it in. On the river, it's an easy fold. No reason to turn our hand into a bluff, I feel like, because he could definitely have some aces. And we did rain into a set. That's very unfortunate. Nothing wrong with the play or anything. It's just unlucky that we ran into a set there. If you think about it, like he on this board, he like double raised on the flop. Like this is like he double raised on the flop against 2 players. It's kind of dangerous, but it worked out well for him here. 3 betting, obviously 3 betting, especially against this weaker player. Yeah, he just got lucky with the set there, but it's fine. Losing money to fishes never really bothers me. We can always get it back later. Maybe right now. Not the greatest flop. We do have a gotcha and backdoor straight draw. Actually against the same 2 players. That's kind of interesting. I think we start with the small C bet and possibly just give up depending on the turn, and we do just pick up the pot. That's nice. On that kind of flop, I don't expect us to just pick up the pot against 2 player. I feel like it's always gonna take the second or third barrel to take it down, but it worked out well for us there. Seeing a flop with the 8-9. Yeah, not everyone 3 bets every ace suited versus under the gun. Yeah, but that guy is a tag fish though, so I mean it's a possibility, but at the same time, like he's gonna think ace king is the nuts there very often, so can't really give him too much credit there. Because we really didn't lose too much on that type of board, because it's really hard for him to have pocket 4s. The pocket 4 is not gonna 3-bet pre-flop, in my opinion. And then we block everything else, right? So we block aces, we block pocket 8s pretty hard. They have to basically have to hit a 1 outer to get there. Here we 3-bet and then he check and he bets. Gonna check call here and then see what he does on the turn. We do pick up open ender. Just gonna check it to him. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like a fish player would think ace king is the nuts there. It's just the way I look at it. A fish would think ace king is the nuts there. And then he might be thinking we have like ace queen or something like that. Like, I'm not going to try to bother trying to figure out what the fish think. Yeah, fish doesn't balance range. Facing a 3-bet, this is the same situation under the gun facing button 3-bet, but this time we have 7-8 suited. We do face a pretty, not that big of a 4-bet. I think this is a call with pocket nines here. We're a little deeper, so I guess we can peel a flop. Not the worst flop, we have got shot. And we do still lead ace king. And here we're gonna peel a flop actually. Maybe 7-8 suited will work out for us. Here we're just gonna fold. I feel like we have to raise here. I almost feel like it's mandatory to raise here. Not sure if we should check call this small bet. I'm gonna raise to like 60, and then if he calls, then we're just basically done with the hand unless we hit a 9 or 7. Because we can have tons of set on this board. If there's a diamond on the board, we probably can continue, but without a diamond, we just fold. Checking back here, ace high can be the best hand very often. And he does call. Once he called, he can obviously have some ace king, but most likely he had a better pair. I'm not even sure if pocket jacks or pocket tens is gonna bet this turn. Obviously aces and kings might bet, but I even think aces and king might just check back this turn, so I'm gonna go for a check. C-betting with second pair. And we do get there with a straight. That is very nice. I'm just gonna betting for value here on the turn. I think we jam here. It's a pretty good river for us to jam, but I feel like once he checked the turn, he has more like ace king, I guess. But ace king should fold to a check raise on the flop, so he could have like jacks or tens here. Does it even matter if we shove or like bet like 50 here? I think we just jam. And he has ace queen. Oh, that's actually a terrible play. Like don't do that. I mean, checking back here. On this board with the open ender and flush draw, we're gonna put in a raise. Yeah, that's kind of odd that he had ace queen there. And he has ace queen there and get there on the turn and he doesn't bet. Like, it just doesn't really make sense. On this turn, we're gonna call because he has tons of open-ended straight draw, tons of gut shot with queen jack. Not the worst turn, but not the worst river. I expect us to win sometime here. Just checking back. We don't. He has pocket nines, but it's whatever. On this turn, we do hit the straight, only losing to ace queen and queen 9. I don't think he has those. Just gonna go for a value bet. And we do just pick up the pot. So the ace queen hand, I'm like, I don't know what he was doing. Like, it's kind of crazy that he just called a check raise on the flop with ace queen high. I think ace king was an easy fold there. But like I say, let's get back to the topic where you shouldn't be, like, our job is not to figure out what fishes think. Our job is trying to figure out how to play our range correctly, and having a balanced range, that's something we need to worry about. Against a small stack, fish player, I guess we can see a flop. Just folding. I don't see how if we flop an ace, it's gonna give us some trouble with his stack. So here, even though we get lucky on the river, but we check raise on the flop. We check raise on the flop with the best hand, and then he bet and he c-bet and call a check raise with ace queen high. That's extremely questionable, because if we have a set here, he is drawing dead. So like, if we have a set here, he's 100% drawing dead. So I don't know why he just called. Like he should like when he get check raise on the flop, he should just fold, right? He's like one of the weaker regulars, so I'm not surprised that he did this. But like, what kind of hand like he expect us to have when we check raise the flop in a 3-bet pot? Like we have tons of sets or overpairs, and then he decided to just go with the call, and then on the turn he had top pair top kicker on the turn, so he sucked out against jacks, tens, and nines. And then when we check to him, like he just checked behind. Like he should just jam the turn, right? I mean, if you call the check raise on the flop with ace queen high, like what kind of hand are you expecting to hit, right? Queen is probably like one of the best hand you can hit, or ace, right? And then when you get there, and you don't bet and then just check back, like that makes absolutely no sense. If you put us on a set, you should be folding on a flop. You shouldn't be calling the flop, and then once you hit your card, and then you checking back, like afraid of a set. Like you're drawing dead against a set. Doesn't matter if you get a queen or another queen on the river, you're losing, right? And you're losing against a straight too. If we have like some kind of, you know, suited 7-9 or something, I mean, you're losing to that too. So what's the point of checking the turn when you get there? This is the best card in the deck for you, and then when you get there, you don't bet, and then you check back, and then like a scary river comes, and then we ships it, and then he calls. Like we never ships jacks and tens and nine. We never ships pocket jacks, pocket tens on the river, which is the only hand that he beats. So why would he check back the turn and then call a jam on the river when it gets really scary? Like we're only jamming the river with the sets or with the straight. We're never jamming jacks, never jamming tens. So it's really weird for him to, first of all, calling a check. So he made 3 mistakes this hand. He called a check raise on the flop with ace queen high, and then when he hit the only card, like the best card in the deck on the turn, he decided to check back. That's the second mistake. And then the third mistake is we almost had the pot size jam on the river, and then this is like super scary river, and then he decided to call. So he made 3 mistakes. Once on the flop, once on the turn, once on the river. So this is the difference between a solid winning player versus a bad regulars, or like Rayback grinder, or whatever you want to put it. I mean, yeah, this is pretty much the breakdown, and then hopefully you guys get it. You guys should. You guys are smart, man. You guys are some smart men. Yep, fishes don't fold, man. Never try to bluff a fish. Block and ranges go out of the window. Yep, like you say, it's good, but it's when you get value in with the fish. Yeah, whatever. A fish is gonna come back and lose money. It's the way. It's what they do. It's what they do, man. Not too concerned about it. I think we're up. I think we're up quite a bit. Could have been better because we did lose a 400 BB, not 200 BB stack. So we could. I think we're winning. I'm not sure exactly how much we're winning, but we're definitely winning. And could have won 400 more. Could have won like 400 more, or actually we could have more, like won 600 more if that river didn't come. But you know, you don't always get what you wish for, man. Gonna bet the turn. Just a small bet. Should get it done. River is a 6. I think we have the best hand quite often here. Just gonna check. Maybe check call. Maybe check call. He might value bet a king, but that's about it. He had tons of draws. Ace queen, ace jack, queen jack that missed. Flush draw that missed. So we calling this river bet. Go ahead and bluff. He doesn't bluff. He does have flush draw, so good thing that we hit the 6 and not the heart. Yeah. Oh, sometimes. Yeah, there's definitely some bad players in these levels. If you play, I play Bovada 500 NL sometimes. Dude, that game is the fish tank, man. That game is the complete fish tank, man. It's unreal how bad people are. He raised so big, and then he checked the flop. This makes me think he has like jacks, queens, and kings. Just gonna check back here. Obviously, we don't beat that. This table gets bucked out again. Yeah, calling that c-bet. I'm just checking behind. I don't want to bluff this guy on. It's kind of like a weaker player, and it's a small pot. I think he has jacks, queens, or kings here. Just gonna fold. Yep. Calling that bet and call a check raise with ace queen high on that kind of board on c-bet pot. I mean, in a 3-bet pot was just pretty brutally bad, man. I don't know what to say. Not jamming the turn was actually equally as bad. Not jamming the turn when you get to the only card, when you get the only card you want in the deck, the best card in the deck for you, and checking back, that was like equally as bad. And then calling a pot size jam on the river when it's like 4 card to a straight, that was the worst. So I'm not sure. I think bet and call a check raise with ace queen high on that kind of board in a 3-bet pot was probably worse than calling a river jam. But calling a river jam was pretty bad as well. So I don't know. You guys vote. What do you think? What do you think is worse? Calling a check raise with ace queen high on that kind of board in a 3-bet pot, or calling a pot size jam on the river when it's 4 cards straight, where we have all the sets and straights there. Which one is worse? You guys tell me. I think they're equally as bad. I think flop was probably worse though. Yeah, ACR games it's like this. Some very good regulars. Sometimes you get some crazy fishes. Like that guy, that fish, the guy that pulled the cooler, the A7, the A7 hand against our top 2 pair. That guy has like 1,000 stack right now, and then he has a 600 stack on another table. So this shows you a fish can be having a great day, you know. Like, this guy's pretty bad. I'm pretty sure he's a losing player. Almost like 100% sure he's a losing player. But even him can be having a great day, such as having a 700 stack and then having a 1,000 stack on another table. I'm gonna start betting a little bit, just small bet. There's no reason to bet big. Subaru Fund. What you gonna do here, man? We have a club. You don't, you fold. If you have it, you call. With 3-bet, hit top pair, top kicker. Not sure if we should be complaining. Using a smaller sizing, definitely gonna bet something though, because a pair fight does need some protection. And we do just pick up the pot, which is always nice. That was the ace king fish. I wouldn't say he's like fish, but he's just a weaker player, a weaker regular. Let's put it that way. I don't think he's a fish because he does play quite a lot. If he's like a fish, he shouldn't be playing this much. He should like go bankrupt already. King Jack suited. We can go for a 3-bet. Actually, that's what we're gonna do. Don't mind a call either, but mostly just 3-bet. World's Mime 2200. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream, buddy. How are you doing today? We flop a Gusha Royal Flush Draw. Interesting. Definitely gonna start with a small Z-bet against an unknown player who seems pretty tight. Pretty sure he have an ace here, but we're just gonna see. Don't think he can raise this flop with an ace. And we do have a royal flush draw. Calling with 10 ace suited in position. He does raise. I think we just put it in here. There's no reason to do anything else. We have very good equity against a set even. Calling with top pair, and we're gonna rip it. Good luck to us. He had a set and we get there, and then we hold. GG. See you later. We have 40% equity against a set there, so it's not the worst. Definitely not the worst. And he barrel again on the turn. The question is, do we jam here or do we just call again? Here we're gonna put in a 4-bet. It is pretty close. If we call this bet, pot would be 190 with 130 left for him. But he can be barreling with the ace king since he picked up the Gusha on the turn. I think we can actually jam here. It's a little bit crazy, but I think we can. Feel like we can. Let's do that. Good thing he doesn't instant call. That's a good sign. And he does fold. I just feel like he have ace king there because he, like, I mean, obviously he can have some over pocket as well, but even that, if he has like pocket jacks, pocket 9 or pocket 10s, that's gonna put tremendous pressure on him. With a jam, right? Because we have tons of set with the way we played the hand. And then he did pick up extra equity on the turn with ace king, so the turn was like a deuce, so giving a gut shot to go with the overcard. So a lot of time people play ace king that way, like just barreling that turn. And I just feel like jamming was the best option there. And then it did work out there. Caught him. Caught him. Caught him. Pocket queens mid position facing a 3-bet. Calling is fine. 4-betting is totally fine. I guess we go for a call this time, just to mixing our calling range. Sometimes. Bovada is where I go when struggling. Yeah, Bovada games are pretty bad. Just because it's anonymous, so people just don't really mind playing bad because people don't know who they are, right? So they can do whatever they want. And then you still don't know who they are. On this board, we're gonna definitely put in a raise. And then even if against aces and kings, this raise is gonna stop his action quite often. Because we have tons of set with the way we play the hand. We have a lot of 7-8 suited, pocket 8s, pocket 7, that kind of hands. And he does call. Jack is not the greatest turn because he does have some pocket jacks. I think we use a blocker bet here. Just feel like we're milking him, so even if he had like aces and kings, it's very hard to do anything to that bet. Not a pretty good river, I guess. We just check back. And he does have kings, so we lost the minimum there. So we decide the sizing when we do the blocker bet on the turn versus just check back. So we bet 35. If we check back and then he value bet the river, it's probably gonna be like more than 35. But of course with the river that can complete a 4-card to a straight, he's probably just gonna check, but it's totally fine. Still lose the minimum there. C betting with the ace. 3-bet with ace king. We do pick up open ender on the turn. Gonna go for an overbet here. Using our overbet sizing. On this board, small c-bet is fine. Yeah, that ace queen hand was a train wreck, man. We do face the mid raise. That's very interesting. Here we do face it raised as well. Definitely gonna call. With the open-ended straight draw, he can obviously have some 2 pairs here, but with against the double raise, which is not gonna fold. And then checking the river. And he does have 2 pair, but that's fine. Nice hand. We're pretty deep. Gonna raise a little bigger. Here, facing an overbet on the turn. I guess we just have to fold here. It's unfortunate. I guess that makes sense. On this board, pretty dry. Start with this. We can't really use like smaller sizing because we're deeper, so using like a half pot sizing. Yeah, calling the flop was definitely bad. And then yeah, I guess that makes sense. But calling a river is, I don't know. I think they're both pretty bad. Facing a check raise. We're super deep. We have position, so he can have some ace king here as well. I guess we just have to call here. Queen is not the best hand because he does have some king queen, but we can have king queen as well. So if he has ace king, he should slow down a little bit here. He does bet 109 pretty quickly. Putting a 4-bet with ace king here. This is pretty close. I feel like we have to fold here. He could easily have a set. He could have pocket nines here. Not exactly sure. Probably just a call. Just gonna call and play the river. Oh wow. This kinda suck, but I think we have to fold. Checking the river. Really sucks to fold, but what do we beat here? I don't think we beat anything. Is he not afraid of pocket kings though? Or he has pocket kings? I'm just gonna fold. Probably should have folded the turn, but just to be sure, because turn bet was only like 100, so just want to be sure that we were losing there, because he could still have some ace king there. Just don't think he would play ace king that way though. Not on the he's not gonna like bet 300 on the river. He could easily have pocket kings there, or even pocket queens. With the way the hand goes, even though it seems very unlikely because we do have ace king, so he does have to hit the 1 outer to get there. Pocket kings facing a 3-bet. Definitely gonna put in a 4-bet here and get it in. Check calling on this flop. Probably check calling again, depending on what he does. Pretty good flop for kings. The only hand we lose to is pocket jacks. If he has pocket jacks, there's nothing we can do. Going for check jam actually. with the SPR the way it is, I think check jamming. Going for a check jam is better. Small c-bet is fine as well, but you can do like obviously we turn the nuts. Just bet a little bit on the turn. Defending with King Jack suited. And he does just fold. I like check raising here. He does call. Just gonna put a blocker bet on the turn. See what he does. And we check in the river. He jammed. Really? Really, buddy? Shall we believe him? Shall we believe him? I only have 7 seconds. Shit. I'm just gonna fold. We don't have enough time. I feel like we might have the best hand there actually. But I'm not sure if a fish is capable of making that move, turning his hand into a bluff. I just don't believe it actually. Here on this board we have to see bet a little bigger because it does have tons of draws out there. Not exactly sure if we folded the best hand there. With the flush draw out there, I just don't feel like he's gonna play Queens plus that way. Feel like tons of Ace King of Diamonds or something, but what can we do? Didn't have enough time bank to think about it. I guess just go with the instinct that I just don't think a fish would turn into turn his hand into a bluff. Maybe they are capable of doing that, but unlikely. Any tips for playing live? I live in Vancouver. Because of COVID, they closed right now. That sucks. Tips for playing live? Live games are so much easier, man. Like I would say, like the 10-20 game I played was probably easier than 50NL online. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's probably easier than 50NL online. 10-20 games, even though it's crazy to say, but I actually feel like that game's easier than 50NL online. 10-20 no cap, 5-10 no cap, those games are pretty soft, in my opinion, versus online games. We're gonna wrap up the session actually. Kind of tired, so I think we're playing well. It's just that I'm kind of tired. Worked all day today. I want to play when it's open. 1-3 blind 400 max. What would you say is a bankroll for those stakes? 400 max game. Probably like at least on this board we actually just gonna go for a bet. Not the greatest turn, especially a recreational player called. Just gonna call and check. I'll say maybe like you need at least, I'll say 15 to 20 buy-ins. 15 to 20 buy-ins, so like 6 grand, 6 to 8 grams. We do river flush. On this board, I'm not even sure if we beat anything. I feel like we're getting check raised a lot, but let's just bet 20 and then fold to a raise, just in case he has like a small ace. So yeah, 6 to 8 gram is probably enough. Probably enough. Facing a race, pretty big race. He can have better tens. He can do this with pocket nines or something. He can do this with flush draws. I say we call and then proceed the turn. See what he does. We have top pair. I think folding is too weak because he can be making a play. $33. Ugh. What do we beat here? Drawing dead against a set. Drawing pretty much dead against ace 10. He called a 3-bet. I'll probably just fold. Nice hand, buddy. Yeah, 6 to 8 gram is probably enough for that game. And then see how it goes. If you drop like 5 buy-ins or something, then you know, reevaluate. Just see how you play against the competition first. Because I'm assuming 1-3 blind 400 max game is gonna be like extremely soft. Extremely soft. If you're a successful poker player online, that game should give you like absolutely no problem. Alright, let's see how we do. Oh, we were up a little bit. We ran pretty good. Finally ran like 2 buy-ins above EV. At height, we were up $1,100, and then we got back to like $1,100, and then we lose a few pots here and there. But yeah, it's a pretty good session. At 2 points, we were up like 1,100, but we were not able to hold, and you know, lost back some of them. Owing EV is only plus 200, but not gonna complain. Look at some of the hands we lost. The ace 8 is actually a big. That's a big cooler. If we won this one, we're gonna have like a 1500 session. 1500 session if we hold on that one. But unfortunately that didn't happen. Here with ace king we folded on the river. I think that is a correct fold. Even though I'm not sure exactly what he had. Yeah, maybe 10 jack or something. I have no idea. I have no clue what he had. But I don't think ace king's the best hand there. King 10, 2 pair, losing to a set from a fish short stack. King jack, we folded the river. I'm not sure about this one. I feel like this hand we might have the best hand. Just don't see him playing queens plus this way. Pocket queens, it's really nothing to talk about there. And we thus win a lot of hands today. Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed the session, but yeah, we're back to winning ways, man. Look at this, we're coming back. 8 gram, so we were like what, 8 gram from 47, so we have like a 3300 upswing, and plus the natural 8 upswing, which is like almost 2 gram. Bovada up like couple hundred, so we have been on a 5,000 roll recently, which is nice. I can show you guys the natural 8 graph. Hey, if you guys watching, shoot me a follow. Make sure you shoot me a follow, and then go to YouTube, search D Lee Poker. Throw me a subscribe. Throw me a sub there. Highly appreciated. I don't charge like subs, right? So I'm doing this for free. So just showing me the love by following and then subbing to my YouTube channel. I'll never charge you guys, and I'll never charge a sub. It's not the reason why I start a stream. I can show you guys the GG Poker graph. The graph is a little off because it doesn't count the rakebacks. So this is the GG Poker graph. Pretty nice looking graph. It doesn't show rakes, but on GG Poker, because I know Kittyquo and I know some of the sponsor, I know some of the management level people over there at Natural 8, so I do get close like 90% rake back. So I'm guessing like, even though you see like 3300 here, it's more like, I would say maybe like 2700. I think I'm up like 2700 on Natural 8. But it's very small sample size, only 10,000 hands, and then the win rate there is amazing. So if you take away the rake, win rate is probably around like 8 to 9 BB per 100, which is pretty good. Games are much easier on Natural 8, so. And this is just our graph since April. Since the beginning, not the beginning, like I play online poker like some, just randomly last year, but not too much. But we started in April, and then we start playing like, grinding 50 NL. So this is all like 50 NL. I think from like here, not exactly starting when, like maybe starting here, it's like 50 NL, and then we play like 150,000 50 NL, and then we have tons of rake back, and then we build our bankroll like to 3K. Started with 1K, and then we built it to like 3K. And then this is when I think here we start playing 1-2, and then just on the way up, which is pretty lucky for us. My goal eventually is gonna play like 5-10, maybe 2-5, at least 2-5. But there's not that many action for 2-5 and 5-10 on ACR. We have to probably go like regular tables, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe like start playing on Star or something. I have no idea about that part. Maybe just on Natural 8. Natural 8 has some bigger games, so we don't know. But the goal is to get to at least 5-10 online, so just more worth my time playing. But gonna do it the right way. Build enough bankroll. So I'll be playing like 1-2 for like another 3 to 5 months at least to build enough bankroll, and then we're gonna start taking shots at higher games. See how that goes. I think that's it for the stream tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and any question, just always put in the chat. I read all the chat live. Thanks for coming, and have a good night. Let's actually take a look at our rake back. I haven't get our rake back for a long time, so I'm not even sure what the rake back is. Oh, so we do have 1100 in the rake back. That's pretty nice. Gonna get this when we go through the next downswing or something, or when we like upswing. When we're going on upswing and we're getting close to our like bankroll high, historic bankroll high. Then we just take this rake back to make it even bigger, something like that. I don't know what I'm gonna do. GG, have a good night. You suggest to grow bankroll online to Blitz or regular table? Depends. So Blitz players, they play a more solid game. They make less mistakes. They tilt it a little less often. Regular table are much softer. So the difference between Blitz and regular table is Blitz you can get more hands per hour in, but the game is a little harder. You're playing against better quality players who make less mistake and then who tilt less often. Versus regular table, it's a little slower in terms of hands per hour, unless you want to just blow away like 10 tables or something. If you want to play like 10-12 tables, then I guess it's almost the same. But one Blitz table is equivalent to like 3.5 regular tables. So depending on how you look at it, so I play 4 Blitz tables. That's equivalent to like 14 regular tables in terms of hands per hour. So it's really depending on what you want to achieve. Regular table is much softer though, much softer. Blitz tables are a little tougher, playing against better players, playing against players who's less likely to get tilted. So it depends. It really depends. So there's no correct answer for that. I would say like if you're already a winner, if you're like a crusher, like 4 to 5 BB per 100. 3+ BB per 100, then definitely look into Blitz, because that way you can get more hands per hours in. Same antics, thanks for follow. Welcome to the stream, even though it's about to end, but appreciate it. Any follow is really appreciated. And if you go to YouTube channel, you can check out my YouTube channel. There are some extra contents that I don't normally do on streams, like our monthly review, hand review, that kind of stuff. So go to YouTube channel, go to YouTube, search Delete Poker, and then throw me a sub. Highly appreciated. Other than that, so yeah, Blitz table, regular table, no really. I would say like if you're a good winner, 3 BB per 100 type of winner, then play Blitz because you can get like more hands per hour in. So in some way you're hiring your win rate, sort of like you're hiring your win rate per hour, your hourly wages.